With the 63rd pick in the NFL draft, the San Francisco 49ers selected Renardo Green out of Florida State with that pick. And to be honest, I freaking love this pick. I think it's one of the more underrated picks of the entire NFL draft. You had Mel Kiper calling it the biggest reach of the second round, which is hilarious because Mel Kiper was the same guy who mocked Roger Rosengarten to the San Francisco 49ers at 31. And I believe Roger went in the 80s, if I'm not mistaken. But, anyways, I digress. This has been one of my favorite prospects the whole time. I've even done a pre-draft, like full video on Renardo Green of why he's the best cornerback nobody is talking about. And one of the reasons why he was the best cornerback that nobody was talking about is because he is dominant when it comes to press man coverage. Whether it's Malik Neighbors or other top SEC wide receivers, this guy was all over him. He did a phenomenal job at Florida State, and he is going to really contribute and translate well into this room with the San Francisco 49ers quarterbacks that already consist of Diamador Lenore and Charvarius Ward. They all have very similar mentalities. Renardo Green stands 6 foot, 186 pounds. And one of the cool things about him is he has some position versatility. He could play nickel, he could play outside, he could even play safety. So he's going to be a guy that the San Francisco 49ers are going to be able to find a spot for year one as a rookie. When you look at some of his testing times, he ran a 4.4940, which has him in the 76th percentile of fastest cornerbacks in this draft class. His 10-yard split was 1.53, which was the 78th percentile in the draft. But his broad jump at 130 is 94th percentile. This is a guy that I really do think is going to be a better pro than he was a college player. And again, the 49ers did actually select him at 64 and not at 63. And actually, the 49ers gave some fans a bit of a heart attack because Kingsley Suamataia was sitting there right at 63, and the 49ers traded with the Chiefs, and the Chiefs took Kingsley. And from my understanding, a lot of 49er fans weren't too pleased with that scenario. But I think since after learning more about Renardo Green, I think they're a little bit more happy with this draft selection. This guy's a former four-star prospect by ESPN. He is a guy who has been with the Florida State Seminoles for a good amount of time. He was a fifth-year senior last year, and he was a productive player and played well in that defense. He exhibits explosive athleticism and quick movements, excelling in limiting vertical separation as a trailing cornerback. It's honestly one of his best traits is his ability to kind of ride in the hip pocket, and then he can shoot across wide receivers' bodies to deflect passes. He's so good at press man coverage. He's patient, he's disciplined, and he has a suddenness to him that he doesn't get beat all that often because when wide receivers are trying to, shake him at the top of the route, he has the ability to maintain his composure, and he has the ability to break on the ball at a high level. He has average size, but I think he will be able to still translate to the next level. He also is a dog in the run game. He will come down and he'll hit you and he'll tackle and he'll be a guy that makes you feel his presence. You can tell by the way he plays that the mentality that he has is that he's not afraid of anything. And I think that's really one of the things that the 49ers uh they want. He can be over aggressive. He can be a little handsy. But when I was explaining this on live when the pick was made, I would much rather have a player that I have to tell to calm down than I have to tell to get going. So being over aggressive to me, I think is a much better problem to have than being soft, if that makes sense. So for me, I think that's something that you can coach. I think that's something that you can continue to utilize technique to overcome. And he will always have that aggressive nature, and that's exactly what you want in your quarterbacks. You don't have to teach that. You can teach him to be smart with his hands, smart with the way he grabs, all those different types of things. So I think it's a good situation to have. He really offers a mix of physicality, agility, football IQ, and he's got some coveted traits that are going to be beneficial to him at the next level. He's got raw athleticism. He's got some technical refinement to his game, and he played in some big time moments. We already talked about the way he clamped Malik Neighbors, who some considered to be maybe the best wide receiver in this class. I think Marvin Harrison Jr. gets that nod, but there were some people who were trying to make the case that Malik Neighbors could have been better than him. Um, I think one of the things that he'll have to work on is his abilities in zone coverage. But I do think that this could speak to some changes within the defensive scheme with the addition of the new defensive coaching staff. So I could see a situation where the San Francisco 49ers are going to run more press man coverage. They are going to be able to allow Diamador, Charvarius Ward, and Renardo to go man on and then run exotics with your front seven, which could help generate and create more pressure because you have the man coverage behind you to stick on the wide receivers, which is going to force the quarterback to hold the ball. Now, obviously, quarterbacks will see man coverage, no safety help over the top. They'll take their shots. But when you have good press man corners, they'll either break it up or make plays on the ball. So, all things considered, with this pick, this guy was a draft crush of mine. I thought he was super underrated throughout this entire draft process. I don't think he was discussed enough. And again, we know the 49ers love physical cornerbacks who tackle in the run game, and that's exactly what it is. So I think this guy fits. I said it before, and now even after the fact, I think he fits exactly what the 49ers are looking for. And as we continue to move forward with the draft, there's still a couple rounds left, but Renardo, I think, is going to be a guy uh, that makes an impact sooner than later. And, we saw when Ambry Thomas was drafted in the third round. I think Renardo in the second round was a better prospect than Ambry. So I'm very much looking forward to seeing his contributions to the 49ers. Let me know what you guys think about this pick in the comments below. And as always, make sure to like and subscribe for more updates.